Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm pretty sure my YouTube channel is just going to be like random shit now. You may see movie reviews, Netflix reviews. You may also see training videos, and you're going to see whatever topic I choose to talk about because today's topic is pregnancy. I've been pregnant twice. The first one did not go well. The first one was very traumatic, dramaed out, and very stressful. I did not realize how stressful it was going to be until I actually got pregnant. Because this is the thing. Other people who have like great pregnancies and, you know, it's very stress free, it's very beautiful pregnancy, they don't get sick as much. They gaslight you to think pregnancy is going to be like this wonderful, beautiful thing. And I was gaslit because everybody around me had beautiful, awesome pregnancies. They didn't have any complications. They were not high risk. I think only maybe one person told me about preeclampsia, but they didn't go in detail about preeclampsia. So I didn't even know I had that shit until the shit hit the fan, okay? So let's talk about the first pregnancy first, and then we'll talk about the current one I'm at. So my first pregnancy, first of all, very drama, a lot of drama. I was with my ex at the time. And when I say drama, a lot of drama, like family drama, a lot of stress from friends, having to make appearances here and there, this, that, and the third. So much drama, so much stress. People were like offended because I wasn't at home waiting on packages and gifts that they were sending in my first pregnancy. And I'm like, yo, I can't just sit at the house all day, y'all. I love y'all, but at the end of the day, I still got to live my life. Like, I live in the middle of nowhere. No one is coming to steal my motherfucking packages. I can promise you that. If anything is going to go to my uncle, and my uncle be like, hey, here's your package. Come across the yard and get it. And I'll be like, okay, I'm going to come get it. That's about it. I live in isolation. And I guess no one really realized that my first pregnancy because some of the friends and family never been to my like current location. So, yeah. There's a lot of drama there. Not only with that, in the relationship I was in with my ex as well, there was drama there. So much stress across the board. I was still teaching. So I was stressed from being a teacher. I was stressed from friends and family and like their input on this, that, and the third. And now looking back at it, I understand why everything happened. I was stressed the fuck out from the moment I got pregnant until I had preeclampsia. So I was gaslit to think that pregnancy was like this beautiful thing, that nothing could go wrong, nothing could happen. Very naive on my first pregnancy. Didn't understand anything until they put it into like very detailed terms. So the first thing that probably was wrong was I didn't find out I was pregnant until I was 9 weeks pregnant in my first pregnancy. Why didn't I find out? Well, because I have PCOS, which I'm going to do a video on PCOS as well. So with PCOS, if I get stressed out, my periods are like, they're not irregular where I don't have a period. It's more so I bleed. So if I get stressed out, I constantly bleed. So that's how I didn't know I was pregnant, because I was constantly bleeding for like 2 months. And I was like, I'm stressed out. I'm in grad school. I'm teaching. I'm not coaching anymore, so that's not stressful. Drama across the board, that's stressful because clearly nobody wanted to leave me the fuck alone when I was pregnant, my first pregnancy. Where was I? Oh, so much stress. And I was bleeding, and I have anxiety and IBS symptoms. So like When my anxiety gets triggered, it starts in my stomach and it rises up. So, like, it causes IBS symptoms. And now I know that that's from a narcissistic relationship and stress going through all the therapy and all that fucking shit. But with that being said, I was throwing up, but I thought it was from my PCOS, anxiety, and IBS. I didn't think it was, oh, you're pregnant. No, I didn't think none of that at all. I didn't have any cravings. I had a lot of mucus in the beginning. Like, I had a cold, but I was just like, oh, it's a cold. It's that time of the year. XYZ. Moving on. So, we go. This is during my still in first pregnancy. Okay, we haven't gotten pregnancy 2 yet. We go to Dapper Day. Mind you, before we go to Dapper Day, I go get my hair done. I had dreads at the time, because I didn't cut my dreads until after my first pregnancy. I went and go got my dreads, which was said, I'm chopping it up with my hairstylist at the time, who's retwisting my dreads. We smoked a fucking blunt, which I don't know. I don't know I'm pregnant. And then down at Dapper Day, I drank some wine. That's it. And the blunt I smoked, it wasn't even that much. I had maybe 4 puffs. And then I was like, I'm Gucci, babes. Because I'm a lightweight and everything. I'm a lightweight. So, didn't know I was pregnant. Smoked a blunt. Had a glass of wine while I was on vacation. Because to me, bitch, I'm on vacation. It's Christmas break. I'm a teacher. I need to relax. Because y'all's kids are fucking stressful as fuck. So, my ex and I, we go down to Dapper Day. And at Dapper Day, usually at Dapper Days, it's just our thing that we just relax and just enjoy ourselves. And we did. We always enjoyed Dapper Day. That was our one thing that we enjoyed together. Everything else was just trash. We were down there. This is the funniest shit. This is probably how I should have known. But I didn't know when you're pregnant that you're forgetful and you lose, you don't think about certain things. So we went to one of the fancy Disney resort restaurants. It was New Orleans or something. The one that's New Orleans vibe, because that's where we had chosen to go for dinner. We had the dinner. Dinner was expensive as fuck, clearly, because we're on vacation. We're going to ball out. Fuck it. We'll figure out our bills when we get back. So we're at this restaurant. Mind you, everything's going great. I drink the wine, right? I'm like, damn, this wine is hitting like a motherfucker. All right, cool. I go to the bathroom. This shit is so funny. I go to the fucking bathroom, and I just go to the bathroom. I forgot to take my underwear down to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, why is it coming out so funny? I'm just sitting there, clearly a little tipsy. Why is this shit coming out so funny? While I'm pissing. So, then I looked down. I was like, bitch, I know you did not. Yes, I forgot to take my underwear down to go to the bathroom. So I pissed through all my underwear. And I was wearing a dress. But the dress was long enough to where I could go commando. So I just took the panties off and just put them in a little dispenser thing where you put the tampons and stuff in. And I just went about my day. And I went to the table and I told him what happened. I'm just dying laughing because this shit's so fucking funny to me. What is fucking going on in my brain? Why I keep forgetting shit? Didn't know I was pregnant. Okay? So, then we go to leave. I left my bag at the fucking table. Didn't know I was pregnant. Should have been the first fucking sign right there. Because I'm really not that forgetful. When it comes to certain things. I do have ADHD, but I'm not forgetful when it comes to pulling my underwear down or remembering I have a bag on me. So it's just a funny moment in the first pregnancy. And I was like, well, I've been bleeding, but it's not a heavy bleed. It wasn't very heavy or anything. So I pretty much was telling my mom, I was I've been craving orange juice, but I don't know if that's because I feel I'm sick and I have a cold. And I didn't like sausage at the breakfast place we went to. And I was I always like sausage. That's kind of weird. And my mom was when you get home, you need to take a test. Test of what? Pregnancy test? Nah, I have PCOS, baby. I can't get pregnant. And plus, I've been trying for 10 years to get pregnant, and then now, well, 9. I was like, I've been trying 9 years to get pregnant, and now all of a sudden, bing bop boom bop bam, I'm going to be. No, don't get my hopes up. There's no bippity boppity boo over here. Well, come to find out, I come home, I take the test, I'm pregnant. Didn't know I was pregnant. Went through all that shit, didn't even know. Was riding roller coasters and everything, didn't even know. So came home, took the test. Mind you, I'm kind of like freaking out. I'm freaking out because, one, I know the financial status of me and my ex. We probably could have never afforded kids because we were taking care of everybody. Everybody. We were taking care of everybody. Friends needed something, boom. Family needed something, boom. Everybody. And that kind of was one of the reasons why I did slightly freak out in the pregnancies, because I knew financially that if we can't take care of everybody and bring a child in the world financially, so that was going to be a major fucking change if it didn't turn out the way it did. So when I initially found out I was pregnant, I freaked out, and I called my mom to the bathroom. And let her know. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Is this false? Like, is this a false positive? Because they said PCOS causes infertility. That's why I'm having trouble getting pregnant. Blah, 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 blah. She's like, no, that's a positive test, sweetheart. You can only be pregnant if it tests positive. So I told her first. Then he makes a big deal about me not telling him because he always likes the surprise videos that he watches on TikTok. Blah, blah, blah. That's neither here nor there. Then, after finding out I was pregnant, started going to the doctors. And I think it was 3 months into the pregnancy, we had an argument outside of the bowling alley. And shit was said that made me feel like I was a burden because I was pregnant. And it made me feel like he never wanted to have a kid with me. It made me feel a lot of things. I hate having to relive those traumas, but just an example of how shit was trash. Shit was just trash. So we had an argument. It made me feel a lot of things about being pregnant and being a burden, and kind of like how I knew it was going to be a response when I first got pregnant. Like ever since the pregnancy test, everything was a negative Nancy scenario situation. There was slight moments where his friends were trying to convince me that he was supportive. Like, female friend number 5 would be like, oh, I love the way you look at your wife now that she's pregnant. Bitch, why the fuck you gotta say that to a married fucking man? I have no fucking idea. I don't know. But I guess you feel that you should. That should have been red flag number 1. Actually, that was probably red flag number 6, because the red flags in that story happened way before I was pregnant. I don't want to speak too much on the trauma that I had with my pregnancy with my ex, because it's not the point. A lot of shit happened. A lot of shit was said. A lot of shit I don't fucking care about anymore. A lot of shit I look back mentally and be like, damn, you a strong ass motherfucking bitch. I know I am. I've been one. A lot of shit. A lot of fucking shit. Meanwhile, while I'm pregnant, we still trying to do our normal thing. He still wants to go out to these places late at night. I didn't know like I know now. Very fucking naive. Very fucking naive, dog. I was so fucking naive when I was pregnant. But that's not the point. The stress and the drama is not the point. This is the point I'm trying to get to. Because I'm just reliving everything right now. Because I feel like when you tell a story, you guys tell it start to finish. And I'm trying to keep it very PG and not go too much in my relationship and trauma details because I don't give a fuck about that shit no more. I don't care what the fuck happened. None of that shit fucking matters to me. I don't even give a fucking motherfuckers living or breathing in their motherfucking life. I really don't. And I hate when people try to bring that shit to my front door because it's like, no. What Cardi say? Tell customer service, tell that bitch because I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so the point I'm trying to make with my first pregnancy is the one thing the doctors didn't listen to me. They didn't. They're like, oh, it's your first pregnancy. It's normal. When I told you I had PCOS and I bled. So there was only maybe like 1 or 2 weeks in the pregnancy where I did not bleed. And that was probably around 9 to maybe 11 weeks. That time frame. Like once I found out I was pregnant, the bleeding slowly stopped. There was no blood for like 3 weeks. And then boom, the blood picked back up. I don't know what happened, how it happened, why it happened. The blood just, at the time I didn't know. Now I know. But it picked back up. And I'm telling them, I was like, hey, I shouldn't be bleeding like this. And I went to like 3 or 4 doctor's appointments telling them I shouldn't be fucking bleeding. What the fuck is the problem? Ultrasounds came back showing perfectly normal. They changed her due date like maybe 2 or 3 times because she wasn't growing as much, which should have been a fucking red flag there. I don't understand why they didn't understand that. But anyway, then this is the thing they kept telling me, oh, you're just part of the 10% of women whose cervix is going to bleed while she's pregnant. You're just part of the 10%. Okay. Which they told me that in pregnancy too, because we're almost to pregnancy too. Okay, so pregnancy two. Well, let's not go to pregnancy two yet. So they told me that in pregnancy two. So I'm getting dismissed by my doctors because it's my first pregnancy. They keep telling me there's nothing wrong, nothing going on. I go to my 25th week appointment to do the next visit because you go to so many appointments while you're pregnant. I go to my 25th week appointment. Mind you, the day before the appointment, I was teaching. I didn't have enough PTO to cover like any days off while pregnant. So I was going to teach all the way up until I changed my jobs, and I was going to go to that job, and then I was going to be pregnant, and I was going to work that job before I go to maternity or go on maternity leave, basically. So I didn't have enough PTO while teaching to cover certain things, so I was taking half a days to go to appointments, dealing with all that bullshit. I go to my 25th week appointment. The day before, when I was teaching, my vision was my vision was fine, but it kept getting blurry. And I didn't know if that was because the stress from teaching or if it was just something to do with the pregnancy. Did not know. But it was like off and on. Like my vision would get blurry while teaching. I'll take a break. I'll go sit down and be fine. I'll get back up. Teach again for my next class. Go sit that down. Be fine. And I was just doing things to make it work. Right? Didn't know the vision being blurry was a problem. And also while teaching, I was having tremendous headaches the whole time while I was pregnant. But the last day before I went to my 25th week appointment and had an early C-section, my head was pounding. Like I felt like a blood vessel up here was just popping. Blah, 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 blah. Right? And I would literally go to my desk and do like this just to get it to stop. Just to try to relax. Another thing in this first pregnancy, there was a lot of me being sick. I was sick every day. I couldn't even eat. I was getting to the point where I was about to eat just chicken broth and Gatorade because that's the only thing I could tolerate. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, dry heave, throw up. I was throwing up everything. I'll be in the middle of teaching in class and sorry, I'm distracted by the wind because the wind's doing how you do little helicopter things that go down? The wind outside is making them dance, and I thought that was pretty. Anyway, ADHD. Back to the story. So while teaching, I would make sure I'll drink water, eat something like fruit or anything like that. And when I got done teaching on my planning period, I would go get food. And some of the food, I couldn't tolerate a lot of food. I couldn't tolerate anything. Like, I'll crave something, I'll eat it, 10 seconds later, I'm throwing it out. So that was another thing. I couldn't keep no food down while pregnant the first time. And I was literally about to be on chicken broth and Gatorade before I went to my 25th week appointment. Go there. They take my blood pressure. It's like 195 over like 90 some shit. Basically, this close, about to kill you. Your heart's about to crash out. Didn't know that. I was having swelling. My swelling was pretty bad right before my 25th week appointment. Also a sign of preeclampsia, if you don't know. So at the 25th week appointment, high blood pressure. They did the ultrasound. The ultrasound text, like, there's something wrong. This baby should be growing. She should be growing faster than the last one, but she's at the same rate. Like, there's something wrong with baby girl. And I was like, okay. They take my blood pressure again. This time it's 175 over like 80. No, 175 over like 96. Some shit like that. So they take it again. It's like, we're going to put you in the lobby. We're going to let you relax in the lobby. Mind you, at this point, I'm not relaxed. Mind you, someone done told me something's wrong. And like, my brain is going, phew. And I went alone. I went alone to the appointment because partner at the time had to work, which understandable because I don't have PTO either. I'm struggling with PTO trying to get to these appointments, this, that, and the third. And I always go to appointments alone. I don't want anybody else in my business other than me and the person who's there. So I was there alone. I was in the lobby. I started to cry. I went out the lobby. I was like, I don't even want to be bothered by no people. I don't want to be bothered by nobody. I was in the lobby. Called my mom. I was like, hey, I shouldn't have came to this appointment alone. Something's wrong. I'm probably going to need you here in the next 30 minutes. Hung up. They called me back. They put me in a room. They got the heart rate monitor on baby girl. They got the blood pressure pump on me. Her heart rate's steadily dropping. My blood pressure is steadily skyrocketing. Emergency C-section. The worst part of it was that I was doing the fasting glucose test at the time for the 25th week appointment. And they couldn't find my vein for the IV because, bitch, I'm dehydrated. So they couldn't find my IV, so it took them probably like 30 to 40 minutes to find a vein to put the IV in. My blood work is terrible. When I go get blood work, I have a record. 15 sticks. I've been stuck 15 times just to do one thing of blood work. So far, no one has beat that record. And you'd be like, 15 sticks? Why? My veins are terrible anyway. Even hydrated, they're terrible. So it takes them 30 to 40 minutes to find the vein. By that time, my partner's there. He is... I don't know what's all going on. Only thing I know is they put all the shit in. We went, had the delivery. She was in the NICU for 3 weeks before she passed away. My first pregnancy, very traumatic. And that was a long fucking story. That was 23 minutes. I'm going to break this up into 2 videos because who wants to hear the story for like an hour? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's what happened in the first pregnancy. Not all pregnancies are beautiful. Don't think not all pregnancies are beautiful. Some of them are. If you have like a pre-existing condition like I do, I have PCOS, it may be a little high risk or uncomfortable for you. It may not be. Every pregnancy is different. Everybody's body is different when they react to pregnancy. Everything is completely different. I'm going to split this up in 2 videos because who wants to hear someone talk for 30 minutes about fucking pregnancy? If you want to, shit, I don't care. But that was pregnancy. My first pregnancy experience was terrible. Stress from everybody, on top of stress from my job, on top of going through preeclampsia, giving an early birth, and then baby girl did pass away. 3 weeks after birth, unfortunately. She did not survive. If you paid attention to episode 1 about grief, that was about her. So, yeah. Thanks for listening about my first pregnancy. I'm going to do another video about pregnancy too. Okay, great. Toodles.